And good morning. It's a bright new week and we're extending this warm hug towards you at home. Mwah! Yes, love, peace, joy, everything you need on a Monday morning. This is Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. And it's the first one in this month of June. Happy New Month, everybody.
Yay.
Happy New Month. You guys are looking Happy New Monthy.
Yes, very fresh.
There's a Happy New Month look.
Oh, yeah.
There is actually.
I missed the
New
memo
Month
of
look.
that.
That look.
Look at the Happy New Month look on Mary right
Yeah.
now. She looking hot.
Yes,
What's going on?
June
That
is gonna
Happy
be
New
great.
Month look that tells you that there's money in the bank.
Yep.
You know, everything is looking really nice and all
Okay,
that.
so I'm beginning to feel like you're prophesying, so I'm just gonna say,
receive it.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Receive it.
Dollar bills. Yeah.
Now today might just be the last day of Ramadan as well, you know, but we're about to kick off things here like we always do.
Yes, indeed. Now, it's going to be a lot of fun today. It's Monday, so there's a lot that, you know, we're going to be looking forward to today. So let's look forward to it. Let's see
indeed.
what happens on the show today.
My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. We are streaming live right now at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook. Check us out at TVC Connect. Send in your comments on our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and of course on Facebook as well. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
So our mobile app is an app that needs to be on your handheld devices. Even if you have like 5, just download it 5 times, please. The iOS and of course Google Play stores, they have the app. It's called TVC Connect. Download it so you can watch us from anywhere in the world. Also to come on the show this morning, we have tech updates from Mike. Very important to be updated in this very technological world we find ourselves in.
Yeah. And after that, we'll bring you our SME news for this week. The CEO and founder of KoloBox, Tunde Ogundipe.
Then after that, we have our first musical performance for the day and indeed for the week. Okal, short for Omobosola Karimat Alaka.
Oh, that's
Like that
swag.
smooth swag this morning. Now, on Motivation, Coach AAA is going to be talking about fundamental choices for success.
Also coming up, we'll have another musical performance from Jola Bello, an Afro soul recording artist.
She has an almost perfect face. Do you know what a hybrid vehicle is? Ayo Shofela is going to be joining us this morning to tell us about the need to know about this breed of vehicles that are a response to global warming. And we'll probably all be using them in the next 1 or 2 years.
You know, this
I
global
always say
warming
5 to
thing
10.
actually
Well,
made
5
me...
to 10 is electric. Hybrid is a mix of the two.
Okay.
So
I
in
don't know
5
if
to
you
10
saw-
years, we're all going to go
The
electric.
Japanese one, they're actually beginning to work on cars that use water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, filled by water.
Wow.
And I just found it
It's
amazing.
crazy. Yeah, for the first time, 2018 was the first year where in Norway there were more sales of electric vehicles
yes.
than petrol vehicles,
Yes.
or petrol
Yeah.
or diesel vehicles.
Yes.
So that things are changing very quickly.
As a matter
So-
of fact, I'm trying to remember the country that it's now compulsory for all trucks to be electric. So there's actually a line for the trucks when they are, you know, going on the expressway and all.
So it feels
It's
like
amazing.
when are we ever gonna get there? Electric, because we're finding it hard to even get enough power into our homes.
They're very true.
You know
Talk us of
all this
vehicles.
talk about when are we going to get there? We actually have a local company that is doing stuff like that. But as Nigerians, we're still investing in foreign companies. See, let's see.
I get
See,
you.
let's be real. We buy foreign brands of, say, phones, for example. Now, these phones are not perfect, but because they're a foreign brand, we're encouraging those brands to grow. But we are not encouraging our own brands to grow, forgetting that everybody started somewhere.
As at about 2 years ago,
Yeah.
I know that we're still importing eggs. It was that bad.
Yeah.
With all the chicken farms, poultry farms in Nigeria, we're still importing eggs.
So the problem with this issue of importation is that once you cannot meet local demand for a particular product, it becomes really expensive. So whether it's rice, whether it's beans,
Yeah.
whether it's petrol, eggs, what happens is if, for instance, we stop importation of eggs
Yeah.
or any other thing, what happens then is you might be buying one egg for 200 naira because you don't have enough farms to, meet the local demand. So in order to stem that, you want to ensure that there's enough supply for everyone who needs eggs, which is why
so there's an issue of supply chain as well, because that's a very, very big issue. We are buying so many things expensive, but I actually happen to be in a couple of farmers groups, and so many of these farmers are struggling to get buyers. And then we see these things go to waste. So why should you have to buy an egg, for example, as you said, for as high as, say, 50 or 60 naira each? When if there's a better distribution channel, you could get it for 20 naira. So there are a lot of things to work on. It's not just empowering farmers. There's also the need for the supply chain. And that's why I'm very upset that so many young people are not taking advantage of these things. We're talking about employment.
That was where
challenges.
I wanted to go.
These are things you can use to make money.
Doing?
Be that channel. So
okay, so based on price, you're talking about supply chain and all that, but in order to power these businesses, so even packing these eggs, making the crates and all the things that have to go into bringing eggs to the market, for instance, they still need electricity and they're still paying for diesel. So the price is still going to go up. So it might even still be cheaper for us to import in the long run.
Yeah, that's where
that's true.
That's exactly where the problem is, because local business are not competitive by comparison to international businesses. Yeah. So including importation costs, because production cost is so low, in a place like China, for instance, I mean,
it's next to nothing.
You understand? It's next to nothing. So by the time you're producing here, one shirt that is not high quality is probably 20,000. Yeah. But in China, it's 1,000. Wow. So that's where the challenge is. So we need to bridge that.
There's so many issues when you think about it. It's actually a huge one. Yeah. Because even fabric, for example, to make it the shirt
I heard some people complaining about thread. The thread that they buy locally and the one that they import, and the fact that when they sew with it, their customers complain.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? Let's wrap this up now. We have to head over to the news.
Some of the thread you buy here is actually like nylon. Like you see it. It's even hard to go into. Anyway, we have to go to the news now, and Ibrahim is on standby for us.
Well, that's to say that when we have enough cars running on water in Nigeria, there will be more cars on the road and more gridlocks will just be put on the road. All right, President Muhammad Buhari has returned to Nigeria from Saudi Arabia. The president was at the 57-member summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Mecca to discuss issues of common interest to the countries as well as their stance on global issues. He addressed the summit on the need for member countries to unite and work together to combat terrorism and violent extremism. But his attendance caused a lot of furore back home, with the Christian Association of Nigeria calling it unconstitutional. Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has assured residents around Okokomaiko, part of the state, that the road linking their community to Maza-Maza would be completed in December. Mr. Sanwo-Olu and his deputy also inspected the 10-lane Lagos-Badagry Expressway. Correspondent Adedoja Salam Adini reports.
The deplorable state of Lagos-Badagry Expressway has made life so difficult for Badagry residents and other users. Governor Sanwo-Olu and his deputy Obafemi Hamzat are here to see the level of damage. The governor said that contractors handling the expansion of the road will be mobilized back to sites this month, and that construction work would commence immediately at the Maza-Maza Iba Junction down to Okokomaiko end of the road.
Work will commence on this road in this month of June. All of the T's and I's we're going to cross and dot will start work this week. And we're expecting that if we're able to get the financing, it's something they're supposed to complete before the end of the year.
Governor Sanwo-Olu expressed displeasure at the unsanitary condition of the already completed part of the road from the National Arts Theatre down to Orile. He appealed to traders who had converted some section of the road to markets to vacate, as arrangements will be put in place to clear the massive pile of refuse on the roads.
Orile, at Koka, at Alaba, at Mautu, up to Maza-Maza. Right, people are selling things on that road. There's a huge pile of refuse that we're going to spend a lot of money to clean them. That exercise, I don't know how it's going to take, but maybe a month or thereabout, it's going to be a major task force, major task force, cleaning up that corridor. The infrastructure there is ready, good to go.
This road construction began during the Babatunde Fashola administration. The governor also visited Igondo Lagos Home Scheme and the Ikeja Bus Terminal. Adedoja, Salam Adeniyi, TVC News, Lagos.
Now, $1.6 billion has recently been invested in Nigeria's transmission lines and substations, but that hasn't stopped the national grid from collapsing at least 4 times this year. The total quantum of electricity generated on the grid fell by 1,000 megawatts, according to the latest data from the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing. Our correspondent Abidat Lawal examines how this is affecting micro-businesses.
Frank Okechukwu operates a laundry service, which he solely depends on to earn a living.
For the past 2 weeks, as you can see, look at, I've just started ironing this one. They took like since 2 weeks now.
He tells me how power supply drives his work and shows me heaps of clothes that are yet to be dry cleaned due to inadequate power supply.
Look at this one. It's my customer. This is one of the clothes. There are many inside because of no light. I pack them inside. The light is not suitable. Sometimes they will bring the light, a minute they will take it back. There's no how, even the bill is very outrageous. We don't get steady light. My customer complaining, and NEPA will come here, they will cut off the light. We've been applying for for meter all this while. They refuse to give us meter. We are not enjoying the light here in Jai. As you can see, I'm here since morning waiting for the light to come. My customer complaining over the light issue. Or they will give me work, I can't be able to do it. They will be complaining and calling me on phone. Even my battery is almost down. I can't give them their work. They are complaining seriously.
Just like Frank, Emmanuel and Johnson are barbers whose business thrive mainly on electricity.
We can just, we are working for here, we can just use generator. At day I can use to buy like 2 gallons of fuel to just come fuel my gen because of issue the light that we doesn't have. So it just be like, if I sit down and think about it, just be like I'm using my money to just give people that way they're selling fuel. I'm not benefiting anything at times.
The whole business per se works with electricity. Because without electricity, we cannot. Presently now, you can see our own gen. So NEPA has been giving us headache. We don't have light, and there's no way for us to improve the business.
In recent times, power supply has gone from bad to worse, putting little businesses like this in jeopardy.
Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. Remember, you can, that's it. And the weather update is up next. Stay with us.
Good morning and thank you for staying tuned. Again, on Wake Up Nigeria, it's time for the Lagos traffic updates. Now, please note that you can always be a part of this segment by sending a message on Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter to let us know what your traffic situation is wherever you are. And perhaps take a traffic selfie, even if you're in your house and you look out your window and it turns out that there's traffic. just take a traffic selfie for us, okay? All right, so let's take a look at the traffic situation this morning. First off, taking a look at some areas that we know, of course, are traffic prone in Lagos. Well, if you're going to the island from toll gates right now, especially, you know, toll gates at Ketu side, not the one at Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, you should expect quite a lot of traffic. In fact, a whole lot of traffic. Turns out that the roads are not as smooth as you would have, or as free as you would have expected. The third mainland bridge right about now, well, the traffic is building there. Coming from Oworo-Shoki, for example, there's traffic all the way to the third mainland bridge. You might find it a bit, you know, a bit lighter at some points just before you get to the bridge, but it's still, you know, traffic reading. So heading from Oworo to Lagos Island, especially via the third mainland bridge, there's a lot of traffic. So just prepare your mind for that traffic all the way. Now, I wonder if you have anything for me, Yomi, traffic-wise?
Yeah, just a few tweets here on Giddy Traffic, at Giddy Traffic.
Okay.
Well, there's a huge pothole in front of Mobile petrol station at Bonny Camp. So that is causing a lot of traffic, and it causes traffic every morning. So even when it's early, because of the massive pothole, it's causing lots of traffic. So Bonny Camp in Victoria Island, just as you're entering on Amadu Bello Way. So that's a big deal.
So if you want, you could, so in other words, you can't really avoid it unless you just decide to take another route completely.
Yeah, so
maybe take Ozumba.
Yeah, so that, yeah, so you can take Ozumba, but if you work on, say, Adeola Odeku, it's a bit clumsy. It's a bit clumsy. So, so that's causing a lot of traffic. So even on regular days when it doesn't rain, it's still causing a lot of traffic. So one or two other updates here. National inward PWD en route Bolade is building up quite fast. So 6:35 on a Monday morning, you should expect that.
Yeah.
And one more tweet. Somebody's asking what's happening from Ogudu connecting Ifako to Third Mainland Bridge. That it's
yes, that was
busy.
actually part of what I said earlier.
Yeah.
That area is just bumper to fender traffic this morning.
It's a
I
Monday
mean,
morning.
it goes all the way till you get to Maynor. That's when you're already on the island heading towards Osborne. Like, that's how bad the traffic is. All of the third mainland bridge, traffic laden.
Wow.
So just prepare your minds. So if you're looking at options, especially if you're not a fan of the third mainland bridge traffic, especially, you might want to consider passing the Ijora Causeway route. It's actually very free right now, which is surprising at this time. So if you're just about to set out, you might want to consider that. That might just ease the traffic on the third mainland bridge a bit, you know. And then, of course, you could always pass the other side. That's talking about the barracks and the stadium. Now, I'm not telling you there's no traffic there, because from what I see here, there is traffic there, but it's still not as bad as the bumper to fender situation on the third mainland bridge. Like, it seems like all of Lagos is on third mainland bridge right now. That's how bad it is right now. Titi, I don't know if you have any updates for me.
Yeah, so you were saying that people should pass through the Ijora, road, which goes basically over Western Avenue, all the way into Akpogmo.
Yeah.
That's
But
right.
it is quite tight there as well. So if, for instance, you take the third mainland, you'll be on the bridge for an hour, 40 minutes. But if you decide to take the Ijora route, the Echo Bridge, you're going to be on the road for about an hour, 15 minutes. So you're going to shave off.
It's shorter.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a
that's why I
shorter
said
time.
that
Yeah.
you
Shorter
will
time.
definitely encounter traffic, but it's at least not as bad as the third mainland bridge. I said it, that there's a lot of traffic there, yes, but it's not as bad as the third mainland bridge. Like, there's still spots where you have, the freeway. It's the same thing I said.
But if you, for instance, you pass through the Ido terminus, I'm talking about going through, what's that bus stop in Yaba called again?
Which one?
The major market that goes straight into Ijora. I keep forgetting the name of that market.
Tojo.
Yes, if you pass through there and then you keep going straight ahead, edging through Ebutemeta, you'll probably go onto the Kata Bridge. And once you go onto the Carter Bridge, it is really free, even though the roads are quite bad. So,
that's some navigation there.
Yeah, so
you need to know that road.
That is the quickest route right now.
You need to know that road, otherwise you just end up in the middle of nowhere. So be careful. Just make sure that you know where you're going.
Usually it's best to just stay on the route, you know. Yeah. So you get to where you're going in one piece. And talking about one piece, traffic leading to Ikeja along, expect bumper to fender traffic even before you get to Dokpemu. Now from Iyanokwaja to Dokpemu is not so bad. You could actually get there in less than 15 minutes. In fact, less than 10 minutes. It's not so bad right now. But you see, when you're approaching Dokpemu, the traffic there is going to take you over an hour to get to Ikeja along. I mean, this is bumper to fender all the way. It's almost the same as the situation on the 3rd Mainland Bridge. So it's about time to call your boss and say, you know what, I'm running late today. Yeah. Have mercy on me, literally. All right, then I'll be joining the guys in the kitchen right now. So what you guys have for me?
All right, while we wait for Mary to get here, I just want to say, I watched a boxing bout on the weekend, and I expected to be smiling, and I was not smiling. Last. AJ, what happened?
So there's an alternative. You know how there's
AJ, what happened?
Wilfried, there's therapy.
You know there's usually
a boxing match. It was a wrestling match.
You know there's usually a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Behind all of that. So they said bookmakers. There's certain bookmakers who, when the odds are against you in a bet, then you can make more money. And so people who bet against Joshua,
they cleaned out
over the weekend. So if you bet against Joshua, you are.
Well, for every sporting event, there's always a favorite and there's always an underdog.
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz was 25 to 1, so that means that if you put in 1,000 naira, you will come out with 25,000 naira.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joshua was 20 to 1.
Wow.
That means it was even much lesser. Like if you put in say 1,000, you come out like 1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah, understand. Okay. You come out 1,200. So he was a clear favorite. But you see, I didn't watch the bout because I felt there was no need.
There was no need because
there were many people.
So I felt there was no need. So that's what I woke up to on Sunday morning. I was perplexed. I had to start asking God.
What happened? So it was so crazy. Yeah. But I read in an article later on that just for getting to America and stepping inside the ring, AJ, Anthony Joshua, was going home with 20 million pounds.
Yeah.
Now, just for Ruiz stepping in the ring, Ruiz was going home with 5 million pounds. So win or lose, 5 million. Win or lose, 20 million.
That's a lot of cash.
So in other words, he didn't really lose. He lost his titles, but he didn't lose out money-wise.
Yeah.
So Ortiz was the first person after Jared Miller had to drop because of a drug test, a failed drug test. Now, Ortiz, he wanted 7 million, and they said they'll give him 6. Right? So Ruiz was the next person that could come in. But as the champion, whether win or lose, you definitely make much more.
Yeah.
But you see, the way this whole thing played out, so there are different, and some conspiracy theories are from some learned people that I know who are saying that, okay, it was fixed and all that, but man, you can't put 4 belts on the line.
4 belts.
Like on the line.
Yeah.
And you want to joke about things like that, man.
Okay, so we do know quite well that Anthony Joshua prepared really hard. He had to lose weight.
No, he had to put on weight.
No, he lost weight. He lost up to 20 pounds because this guy, Ruiz, is known for being very fast. So he needed to be lighter so as to be able to dodge the blows. It didn't work out that way because as soon, in that 4th round, the moment the guy punched him on the back, I know there's a particular video that I think I first saw it on Mike's WhatsApp story of how his soul
It was one of the things that, I saw that video.
We're not supposed to be laughing.
We're not supposed to be laughing.
It was one of the things.
We're not supposed to be laughing.
Actually, when you're talking about the punches, is one of the things. I saw an analysis yesterday, and they said that at some point that Joshua got a bit overconfident.
Yeah.
He was overconfident from the beginning.
Yeah, not knowing that, so that he wasn't moving as fast as he should have been moving. So he was taking a lot of punches because he felt This guy will soon fall.
Yes, he'll
so
get
he kept
tired.
thinking, so he was taking punches earlier on, which he
Yes.
shouldn't have been
Yes.
taking. So
So
by
he
the time
tired him out
he
too
discovered
early.
that the guy wasn't falling.
See what happened? Round
What's
5,
going
you know
on?
what happened? Round 5. Baba goes to his trainer. What round are we in? And so it was picked up on the microphones.
Yeah.
Wow,
Actually
what
asked the
round are
trainer,
we in?
what round are we in?
Yeah.
And then by round 6, he was like,
He was struggling.
I don't know what's happening
Yes.
Wow.
The seventh
Baba
round
took
when
him
it
down,
was
it was
stopped, it was
four
barely a
knockdowns.
minute, 20,
And the
20
funny thing was
seconds.
that Joshua was the one that gave him the first knockdown. So look, this was a bad whooping on all levels.
Yes.
Jude had just 6 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
Joshua had been preparing for this from last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If something happens, something happens. Something
all
happens.
this,
Okay,
all
it's
this
fine.
conspiracy theories, whatever the case may
It
be.
took another soul.
At the end of the day, all I can say is there's a particular conspiracy theory. Before I say what I want to say, there's one that says he's trying to buy time so he doesn't have to fight with Wilder.
Wow.
Because
yeah.
Deontay Wilder is really gunning for those titles. So the thing is, the rematch is supposed to be for November. Now,
It
between
probably
now,
will not happen.
No, it will happen.
It will
in
happen.
November, not.
It will happen.
It
Baba
will
has
happen.
to, so there's a
It will
clause,
happen.
right?
It
Which Joshua
will.
said he didn't take time to even bother about because he felt like
It would
if he
win.
beats
He was
him,
gonna
yeah.
win, yeah.
But now Baba has to take up that clause.
Yes.
In November, if the match is July 7, we take it. Baba has to come back.
Yes.
But big shout out for me to Fury. You know what Fury did? So Wilder knocks Joshua when he's down. It's like, look, I knew you were not a boxer, man.
Yeah.
And with the way he went, let's be serious, if he had gone to Wilder would take him down in 10 seconds.
yeah,
Because
in
Wilder
less
is
than-
venomous,
Yeah.
right? But Fury goes up and says, look, man, I know myself and Joshua will go back and forth, but it happens to champions. We fall down, we get back up. Man,
Yeah.
Fury.
Just to support him.
Yeah.
The thing is this, Joshua needed this. It would have been more painful if it was Wilder because a rematch with someone like Wilder is like... Because now that he has the titles,
you know
he
what?
would be like,
so
no way, I'm not letting go.
I'm proud of him because he almost immediately after the match, he actually congratulated Ruiz. You know, he came out and, you know, he even said it's a test
Made lots
of
of
his
dough.
character, you know, and all that. And hopefully he'll be bouncing back soon.
I
and
just
he'll
hope that over the next few weeks, I don't now hear that the thing was fixed. Because all that asking, what round are we in?
Yomi,
Maybe he's
it
getting
is-
ready to fall down
Yeah,
finally.
Yomi, it is very possible. It is very possible because there was somebody that needed to be the custodian. Did you see?
We gotta go now.
Oh, okay,
We have to
continue
take
gotta
a
go
quick
now.
break, but we'll be back shortly. Wake Up Nigeria continues. But we have Mike on standby now.
Yeah, a performance with something that you would like this Monday morning. It's going to be really, really fresh. Hey, guys.
Okay, I've left you guys now. I have a new crew.
Right?
What?
So good, man. We're good, like.
See now, that's what's up. See the black and blue crew? I'm no longer part of Wake Up. That's
We ganging. We
okay,
ganging.
I've got a call here. Omobosola Karimat Alaka, and she is an Afro-soul high-life artist that comes with a unique voice texture and versatility. Now, we have her to thank for such singles as Without You, $1 Million, and several others. And today, we're doing a collabo.
Right.
Oh yeah, let's go now. What are we dropping today? What are we dropping?
We're dropping Constantine for
Costa's
them.
thing. Okay, let's talk about the song. Costa's thing.
Yeah.
What's the idea or what was behind putting that song together?
Putting that song together was it was co-written by Prophecy. A big shout out to him. It was an honor working with a veteran producer like that. Although my music has been there for a long while, but it helped me carve a niche out of
How long?
Constantine.
When you say for a long while, like, how long have you been doing music?
I started music 2012. I started as the guitar girl, you know, IG.
guitar?
Yeah, I do play the guitar.
That's
but,
nice.
But over the years, my music evolved over time, and I decided to
Okay.
put the guitar aside because I feel I have so much to offer.
Was the guitar bringing in money?
Well, not really.
If it was
Not
bringing in
really.
the cheddars, I'm sure you might have put it aside.
Well, honestly, music doesn't actually bring in money at some point, till some point.
Till
so
some point, I get
so
you,
we
I
just
get
chill, we just chill and do it. It's all about the love for now.
Okay, all right, Costa thing, right?
Yeah, cause the
Drop
theme.
it, drop it. Let's feel you. Take it away.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted, it's Puff T on the beat.
If you know it's up out there, yeah. Up out there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, so I can see that, I can still feel that soul in the music and all over. But then, moving on and doing Afro now, has it been financially rewarding a bit more than how it was when it was just pure soul?
I think for now, financially.
It's just about the
financially just chill. Financially
just
chill.
right?
It's all about satisfying my $1 million fans and giving them so much sound for them to recognize that there's a new girl on block and her name is Okao. So you guys should just trust me on this sound.
Okay, so moving forward, what should your fans expect from me? Is there an album in the works or something?
Nah, come on. We just moving. I recently got signed to a record label.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
A big shout out to them. And before then, it was just me, my hustle, me doing my thing. So right now, I think I have so much resources on my side right now. And I can do my music, on a better level. So I'm just looking forward to like dropping more singles and satisfying my fan base. Like,
all right.
Trust me on that.
I'm looking out for you, and
here's
your future. See you at the top, right?
Oh, much love.
All right, that was Okal, and it's still Wake Up Nigeria. Don't go nowhere. The first hour of the show is done. We'll be back with the second hour.
It's the first day of the week, but you should have planned your week already. We expect that. And hopefully part of the plans that you have for this week is to stick around with us every single day.
Don't worry about it. This is the best way to start your day until Friday. That's our job. That's why we're here, to make it smooth for you every single morning.
And it's still Wake Up Nigeria. So much more to come on the show. 1 hour is passed already. Very quickly. We're going to be here with you. Very swift. The month of June is not kidding around.
At all.
It's the 3rd of June already, and
it's
like
the 6th month.
Yeah.
Like we're like halfway through the year. Just imagine.
Things are moving pretty fast. My name is Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Don't forget we're live streaming right now. tvcontinental.tv is the website. And of course on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Those comments, we love them, especially when you talk about my hair. Use our hashtag.
You're still on about this hair.
Wake up. My hair just always looks,
Well,
every morning.
This particular one is.
You like it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he likes my hair. Okay, we have an app that you need to download now.
Please check out our app. Download it on the Apple iStore and the Google Play Store. Now, this app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
Yes, indeed. Now, it's time to learn a thing or two, especially when it comes to culinary skills. Chef Tina, it's always a pleasure having her in the studio.
Very nice. With a long hat, trying to match my height, but that's fine.
Chef Tina's back.
Great to have you here.
Same here.
Yes, and we are going tropical today.
Oh, tropical. Tell us about it. What are you guys going to be making?
You want us to put the cart before the horse.
Wow.
Calm down.
When you say tropical?
Tropical. It feels like there's pineapples in there or mangoes.
No, but you're very close. When you talk about tropical places,
coconuts.
you're talking coconuts. Yummy. When was the last time you went to Hawaii?
Hawaii.
All the way to Hawaii. Okay, so let's try it. Let's see.
I guess we'll see.
Let's see what happens.
Yes, you definitely
On getting to know what it takes to run a successful SME in Nigeria, we'll be joined by the founder and CEO of KoloBox, Mr. Tunde Ogundipe.
KoloBox, that's the
Kolo.
Oh yeah, okay. The money thing. So it's about money today.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my kind of topic.
Nice.
Money.
Nice. Let's ask him how much he has in his Kolo.
Also on the show this morning, we have some tech updates, and Mike will be letting us in on a few secrets.
Yeah. And of course, what's a Monday without some motivation? Coach AAA will be talking to us about fundamental choices for success.
Yes, sir. We also have another performance coming your way. Afro soul artist Jola Bello is going to be here, and we'll have a chat with her after that.
All right, and lastly, Aisha Fela will be talking to us about these vehicles that have been around for quite a bit, hybrid vehicles, the technology behind their invention, and why they're going to be taking over our roads.
Eventually.
Well, pretty soon.
Eventually.
You guys spoken about Kinsey Zolansky?
Kinsey? Are you talking about
The lady?
the Russian?
Yeah,
Russian? Which one?
Yeah.
The Russian star that ran out onto the field. Is that the one you're talking about?
She's a star.
She is a star, and she's a type of star.
Type of star, okay.
It starts with the
You guys
P.
spoken about her?
No, we
Starts
haven't.
with a P.
No, we haven't.
She's a P star.
No, not really. It's her boyfriend. So we're talking about
This
the
is
lady.
someone with over 1 million followers.
We're
She's
talking
a
about-
P star.
We're talking about somebody who she invaded the pitch in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Now this is the interesting thing. Let me use some facts. Her boyfriend invaded the pitch at the 2014
Yes.
World Cup.
Yeah.
You understand? His name is Vitaly Zdorovetsky.
Yeah.
Right now he owns this site, Vitally Uncensored. It's an adult site, adult prank site.
Yeah.
Right, and so he does his own. He gets, as in Twitter. So then it was really Twitter. Twitter explodes. She goes now this time. She does her own now. As at the time when she was going for this, she had over 200,000 followers. In just a few hours, it got to 2 million. By the time Instagram took down her account, it was 2.5.
Yeah.
Instagram took down her.
Yeah,
Yes,
Instagram
So,
did.
but all of that is not as interesting.
Why
as the
did
main thing.
Instagram take down her account? I don't understand.
There are many things.
Let's
So fake
hear
accounts,
what
fake
Mike
accounts
has as the
started
main
coming
thing.
up. Now
Okay.
the biggest thing is that the boyfriend site, in just less than an hour after her stunt, made up to $3 million in advertising.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it crashed.
$3 million.
It crashed.
Because it was
crashed because
unprecedented.
they weren't expecting
You
such a flow.
So people just wanted to know more about
back
that.
up. So I checked it out at night.
Something else
the site had come
interesting
back up.
was that his pranks
Mike,
were
you
banned
checked it
from
back
YouTube.
at night.
Yeah, I checked
That's
it
what I heard.
His
Yeah, I
pranks
did, I
were
did.
banned
I
from
did.
YouTube
I did.
because they were a bit too extreme.
Yeah.
I did.
But his pranks were also very adult pranks, you know. So I guess people must have probably reported.
Why do people do things
Yeah.
like this, though?
See,
Like-
because
No, but think about it.
So I knew
the
that-
question is, does the end justify the means?
Yeah.
She moved from just a few 100,000 followers to 2.5 million
Yeah.
followers in hours.
Which is
So,
why,
it's
you know,
crazy.
in a place like Nigeria, when you go to Teslim Balogun Stadium and you run on the field, it's koboko. After they bring you out, you know, they'll first bring you out
Yes,
of
now.
the pitch.
Yes,
when
now.
they bring you out
Better
of the pitch,
when
No,
by
but
the time they're
these
done
things,
with you,
these
won't
things
go.
are advertising
won't go.
strategies.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Just
Yeah.
by wearing that, she advertised that boyfriend's site, and
look.
they made a lot of money. If you checked online, some analysts were pointing out the fact that that stunt she pulled was worth $3 million. In fact, $3.7 million.
Imagine.
I remember someone posting it, and there was a tweet where the person said, "You mentioning it has made it go down by $1."
Oh,
Okay,
So
so
you know the
it's a
funny
crime.
thing-
It's a crime.
It is
Yes,
a crime.
it is.
It is a
It
crime
She was
with
arrested.
a maximum of 1 year in jail.
Yeah.
Some people get 2 weeks. She was
Yeah.
released after, but it's extremely very wrong.
Yeah, it's
You understand?
very
Her
wrong.
boyfriend was banned. He was in the stadium that day. He recorded her. Now he was banned. He came into the stadium with a disguise. She would probably
Yes.
be banned. You
Yeah.
understand? But it is a crime.
You know, this kind of
Even
things.
did you see the video of these guys?
This guy, when
He was still screaming, "That's my girlfriend!"
You know, this
Oh
kind
my
of this
God.
kind of things. A lot of the people really need to think about the consequences of what they do. Remember, about maybe 10, 15 years ago, when Janet Jackson took off her blouse during a live performance, and
That's
she
true,
actually
brother.
hasn't really recovered
Wow.
since that
then.
incident.
True.
Even though she
Well, this
trended.
lady, I don't think she has anything to lose.
Well, she trended for a little
Just
bit,
say.
but for a
Exactly.
very long time she didn't get any jobs.
There's something I
regarding-
wanted to just point out, though. When it comes to extreme activities for social media, it's not now that they'll see this, the negative effects. It's later on. She can probably never run for office. She can probably, there's some things that she will just never be able to do. And God forbid, maybe her boyfriend just decides to break up with her next week. It's over.
Just
We have the newspaper headlines once again. And we're going to start with the Guardian newspaper this morning. It says, how Buhari's slow decision process may upset economy. Analysts urge speedy formation of cabinet. Experts blame government policies, others as real estate's growth recedes. Seek single-digit interest rate. PDP flays presidency's silence over Sage's attack on Supreme Court. Court strikes out suit against CBN on stamp duty collection. Joshua vows to reclaim his titles after shock defeat by Ruiz, and Sanwo-Olu orders Lagos Badagry road contractor back to site. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
Yeah, let's check out The Nation now. Lawan Ndume step-up race for Senate President. Kalu, 58 APC senators unite for Senate leader. And Kumuyi to Christians, don't attack Buhari. The World Bank's $500 million facility for electricity. That's the story on page 41. Oyegun, Oshomole lacks capacity to lead. Follow due process, APC urges Makinde. And MTN listing drives equities to 2.7 trillion naira. And a couple of other stories here. 5.4 trillion naira debt. AMCON opts for alternative recovery plan. And finally, Sumonu heads Owando's interim management team. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
As quickly as possible, we have The Punch here. It says PDP, NWC meet this week over 9th National Assembly leadership. Vote leaders of your choice, ACF tells senators and reps-elect. It says here, poll panel, appoint your replacement, Atiku asks Bolkachua. SEC sets up interim management team for Owando. You lack capacity to run political party, Oyegun tells Oshomole. And on domestic debt, Lagos, Delta, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, top list. 14-year-old electrocuted while operating Chinese firm's faulty machine. And finally, Boko Haram, troops lament poor allowances. That's what we have on the cover of The Punch.
Yeah, let's check out the Daily Sun. APC crisis, Oyegun hits Oshomole, says he's incompetent to lead party. Lagos debt hits 1 trillion naira, says the report. And Edo, Kaduna, Cross River, others, top debtors list. Budget 2019, Nigeria may pack up before 2020, says experts. And New Olowo emerges soon, say key makers. And stop insecurity, quit OIC, Catholic bishops urge federal government. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
The Nigerian Tribune is up next. Oyegun tackles Oshomole, says he lacks capacity to manage a political party. Oshomole fails because he lacks the temperament that is required to run a political party, capacity to manage the different interests, tendencies that constitute a political party. That's the quote that's there on the cover, more on page 8. It says 555 flags, cars with Biafra insignia recovered in Anambra, JTF says. Zamfara judgment. PDP tackles presidency over Sage's comment on judiciary. Lagos, Rivers, Osun, Kaduna, Imo, top list of highly indebted states. And finally, I'm not contesting to be speaker, according to Dogara, more on page 6. That's what we have on the cover of Nigerian Tribune.
All right, let's check out the Vanguard. Governors inherit 3.9 trillion naira debts. Wow. Lagos, Imo, Ogun, Bauchi, Oyo, Adama are most affected. And Q1 2019, investors' stake in mutual funds rises 29.7%. APC, Oshomole, author of Confusion, says Oyegun. And police, last month, FRSC compound Oshodi Apapa expressway gridlock. And our constitution laid foundation for Islamization of Nigeria, says CAN. And Catholic bishops decry rising insecurity in Nigeria. Finally, APC to Governor Makinde, let your actions be guided by constitution. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
And that's all we have right now. Those are newspapers we have at hand. And there are quite a few stories.
Yeah.
One of the most interesting is the fact that the Lagos State governor is heading, straight for it. He's not resting at all. He's going straight.
Hitting the ground running,
yeah.
especially dealing with this issue of traffic, blockages on the roads and everything, and the bad roads as well.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a good start. It's a good start.
Yes, indeed. We got to make that money, don't we? Especially on a Monday. Mr. Tunde Ogundipe is here. He is the founder and CEO of KoloBox. That's a financial app that helps you save money, simply put. Now, he has over 15 years' experience in financial tech services, and in addition to working, He's worked in companies in the UK, like the Royal Bank of Scotland, Barclays, and so on. Now, if you check out my Instagram page at TT The Dynamite, the first thing you'll see there is investor. So I was interested when I heard you were coming to the studio. I want to know how I'm going to start my own financial investment business one day. But welcome to the studio. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Okay, so KoloBox. First of all, the name, very catchy. I'm wondering how that name came to be. Do you want to break it down for us?
We wanted a name, when we had the idea of coming up with a financial app, we wanted a name that could resonate with people,
okay,
that could resonate, because I grew up with Kolo, if you remember what Kolo is,
yeah,
which is the wooden box, how to save money, the traditional way. But we thought about, okay, how do you get that traditional way into a digital way now? And the easiest way was KoloBox, even though they're the same thing.
Yeah.
But it pretty much means, when we were growing up, it was called Kolo. Now, in the digital age, you want to call it a box, because what you basically are using is more like an e-wallet. So we wanted something that could resonate with people, that people could understand, young and old people together.
So I love the way you put it, e-wallet.
E-wallet.
So it's a wallet, but it's electronic.
It's electronic.
So you keep your change in there. Is that your focus, change or large amounts of money?
It's not change, idle funds. So most people keep their funds in a bank.
Yeah.
But they don't actually get their money to work for them.
Okay.
Our idea is to allow your money work for you.
Okay.
So instead of leaving your idle funds sitting somewhere, whether it's your spare change in your bag or funds in your bank account, why not let your money work for you?
Okay.
And that's the point of investing. Investing is about sitting down, letting your money work for you, because you've worked for your money, but you also need to be smart and let your money work for you.
Okay, if you come from the angle of this being an SME, a lot of people see SMEs as a one-man business. You know, someone just came up with an idea and, you know, is gathering customers to at least get it started. So my next question is, when did this start and how did you get it off the ground?
So this started about a year ago. And you are right, a lot of people think about SME being a one-man business, but there are ways to curb that. What we did when we started this business was we wanted to build an app that people could trust.
Okay.
That, because one of the biggest issues you have in this industry in Nigeria is trust issues. So we actually partnered with Radix Capital Partners, who have been a financial management firm, investment firm, that's been around for about 15 years.
Okay.
That have, you know, they have a track record, investment expertise. So that's how we were able to curb that in terms of not being a one-man business, by partnering rather than going into loan.
On your own.
Yes.
Okay, so that I guess that is some good advice for anyone who wants to start something like this. Realize immediately that you can't do it alone.
Yes.
You need a partner.
You need a partner, and you need more importantly, you need the right partner.
Okay, fantastic. So if, for instance, I want to start my own investment business, what is the first thing I should note? The first thing I should do? You know, if I note that, okay, yes, I'm into this, I'm an investor, I'm thinking I can take this further, what's the first thing I should do?
Put all your thoughts on paper.
Okay.
Understand that it's a long process. You have to be committed. You have to understand your market, and more importantly, what value are you giving to people? It comes at the value. There has to be people. I think where most people fail is because they try to run a business to make a profit.
Okay.
But you have to run a business to either solve a problem or to add value, which is basically the same thing. So you have to come up to, what problem am I solving? Or how am I adding value? Because if I'm not adding value to you, TT, you're not going to be happy, or you're not going to want to engage my services.
Okay. So do you believe that KoloBox has added value to their customers in the way you wanted to from the beginning?
Yes, I think it's been a long journey, and it's been a lot of trial and error. But I think we add a lot of value. We wanted to build an app that provided transparency, people could trust. So there were minimum, I haven't worked in the UK and I haven't worked in big banks. There are minimum standards you want to meet, which is regulation. We're regulated by SEC because of the partners, because of who we've partnered with, which is one of the things we wanted to. There's transparency. You can log into your portfolio, see where your funds are being held, look at all your daily interest.
Okay.
So also access, simple and easy to use, simple and powerful tools. We wanted also an algorithm or an API that was simple and powerful.
Okay.
So there were minimum standards that we wanted to to meet to build an app. So we weren't just looking at an app to say, what are my competitors doing?
Yeah.
Or how do I get more customers?
Yeah.
Yes, we want to get customers, but our part is also there's an education piece because a lot of people don't understand investments,
Yeah.
don't know about investments, don't even know what investments are.
Yeah.
People think that, there's a huge market, millennials, people don't invest. And it's not that people don't invest, it's that people don't have the knowledge to invest. So that's their educational piece that we're bridging as well.
I was wondering about that aspect because there are quite a lot of things about investments that people don't know. How are you able to bridge that particular gap between getting someone to be a customer and getting someone to be not just a customer, but someone who understands investments? Because if you are looking at, first of all, the intellectual level of the average customer, it might not be as high as you want.
Yes,
especially
definitely.
regarding investment.
So one of the things we do is try to educate people. And one of the things I mentioned to you is that transparency, understanding where your funds are being held, understanding how it works. So if I give you a typical example, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is customer service.
Okay.
If you sign up for the app today, or you go on our platform, even if you don't put money in, but you register, we'll give you a call, understand what your journey is, what are you trying to do with your investments, and we'll try and educate you and bridge you along to understand about how it works, where you can put your funds, what is right for you, what products are right for you. So we actually try and, our piece is also that education to allow people to understand how to invest. Because like everybody else, I struggle with my finances too. We all struggle with finances. Everybody likes the thought of money, but people don't like to talk about money.
True.
Because a lot of people don't know about wealth creation, how to create wealth, and that's what we're trying to empower people to do, creation of wealth, letting your money work for you.
All right. Any regrets at all starting this?
Any regrets? There are always regrets. In the Nigerian market, it's try and error. There's no blueprint for that you can say this is the blueprint to success.
Yeah.
So there's going to be trial and errors. So do we have regrets? Yeah, there are things that I'll do differently, but mostly I'll still be on the same journey.
So this is delicate. This is people's money. This is people's savings. This is people's livelihoods. People are so sensitive about their money. Now you must have had challenges with that particular aspect.
Yes.
Can you describe one of them? Of course, not mentioning names. One of the challenges you had that you wish you had handled better.
I can think of a few stories.
Okay.
People are very sensitive to when it comes to money. And maybe, I've had challenges with maybe being sensitive.
Yeah.
Because in Nigeria, you have to have a thick skin. I've worked in different markets where there's a lot of professionalism, and in Nigeria, you don't always see that.
Yeah.
I've had people come to my office just because they thought the process was different from how it works. So
they didn't actually understand the product.
Well, they didn't understand, not the product. Yes, they didn't have a full understanding.
Of what
so
it
which
was,
is why I said we now go through a full education process of calling people, understanding their needs, and understanding what will work for them rather than what we think is best for them. So actually having selecting a product together rather than letting the customer do it by themselves.
Okay.
So those are things that we're trying to bridge because people didn't have a full understanding. And investment is something quite difficult.
All right. So it's not a simple business. It has its, ups and downs. But all in all, you believe you have happy customers, right?
I believe I have a lot of happy customers.
Fantastic.
And more happy customers to go.
Now, I have to say thank you to you once again. KoloBox.ng, an amazing site. I've been scrolling through it myself, and I have a feeling a lot of people are going to do the same.
Great.
But thank you so much for giving us, some insight into how you've been able to sustain this business in a very complicated climate like Nigeria. But, well, hey, I have a feeling we're going to get some real inspiration from this one. Please make sure you use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. Tell us what you think about KoloBox.ng and, of course, the CEO. Now we're moving on to a performance now. Wake Up Nigeria continues as Jola is going to give us her best. It's all yours, Mike.
All right, there's no need saying so much. Titi has already said it. Jola is about to serenade us. We'll talk to her later. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Take it away.
Zato did it.
Welcome again to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. A lot has been happening. As you can see, Chef Tina has been up and down. Yeah, she's like the Ruiz gang. I won't say more than that. She doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Say so.
Okay, so Chef Tina, we're making coconut fried rice today.
Yes. Yes.
Now, so far so good. We have our chicken fried, lightly fried. I love the color. Now, what have you done with the rice?
Okay, my butter and vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Like I rightly said, I just stir-fry the rice.
Okay.
Onions and the garlic paste is in here. Then the coconut milk, I'd already poured it in. So I'm going to use my stock now.
Okay.
Just little of the...
To boil the rice?
Yes.
Okay.
Just little of it.
So for how long is the rice going to boil?
You know, this rice doesn't really stay long. Let's say between 10-15 minutes.
It will be ready?
It will be ready.
Okay, so with that, what are we going to do afterwards when it's ready?
Okay, when it's ready, all these vegetables will all go in. Lastly, I'm going to add my sausages.
Okay.
So then the coconut flakes also.
At what, the coconut flakes is the very last to go in?
Yes, it's the very last.
Oh, wow.
one.
So when you're having like every spoonful has a
You
crunchy
have that
taste.
crunchy taste, yes.
Okay.
That's what I want to achieve.
Oh, so that's the secret of the coconut rice. Now, this coconut flakes, they were raw coconuts?
Yes, I grated it.
Okay.
I grated it. Then I extract the juice out.
That was the milk we
That was
had
the milk
earlier
I had,
that we
yeah.
poured in? Okay.
Yes. So when I was done, I just used water, you know, to extract the juice. Then I actually used sieve to get this coconut flakes.
You know, many people would think that this coconut flake is store-bought. But you actually did, she did the entire process this morning.
Yes.
Squeezing out the milk and having it ready. Look at how white it is. Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're serving with chicken, right?
We're serving with chicken, yes.
All right. So I was thinking the chicken was going into the rice, like maybe
No.
another kind of style.
No, we're serving the chicken with it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. A very close friend of mine is actually having a birthday today. She's 11 today. Titi Layo. Olayo, yes.
Oh, fantastic.
She's so special to me. Happy
That's
birthday,
nice.
darling.
So we're celebrating on her behalf. That's why I decided to make coconut fried rice and chicken. Is that why?
No, Mary.
Now, for the coconut fried rice, now, there are many people who have different variants to it.
Yes.
You squeezed out the juice to have this white flake, but there are some that I've actually had that had
the brown
coconut,
part
the
of
brown
it.
parts. Is
Yeah,
there a reason for
me doing this? I'm making coconut fried rice, like I rightly said.
Yeah.
I want this, and you know, when you grate it with the brown part of it, it makes whatever you're doing, it makes it look dirty.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
so imagine I have that grated all the way and into this rice. If you can see, as you can see, I didn't use spice like that. Maybe the cinnamon. Let me say.
I thought you were going to put cinnamon in the chicken.
No, I didn't use any
And you're
spice.
not putting it in the rice?
No, the only thing I
Because
just
I know that's your secret weapon.
You know, I was telling myself this morning, I said, I'm going to shock Mary this morning. I'm not using all those spice that
if you check me on
she's
social
always
media, I'll tell
predicting
you
me.
whether the taste was really as it was supposed to be.
You know, so I'm just using everything. Let me just say, using all the fresh vegetables and making it fresh.
Especially the coconut. The
Yes.
coconut is the one that is really exciting for me. Anyway, it's time for us to be motivated to success, even as we get motivated with food, which is very important. And Yomi is on standby with AAA. Hi,
Yeah,
Yomi.
yes, indeed. I'm liking what I'm seeing over there in the kitchen. Yeah, now Alex Adefemi, AAA, is a performance coach, and he is popularly known as AAA, like I said, and he's passionate about helping business and corporate leaders unlock their potential. Now, we are here to talk about something about fundamental choices for success. Now, he's developed this over time, and if you go on the social media, you can see more of it.
Yes,
but we're going to talk a little bit about choices for success, because it's one of the things that everybody wants to succeed, but they don't know that there's a principle behind it. So talk to us about this choice.
First of all, good morning, Yomi.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me again on the show. So basically, I'll just run through it because I have about 10 of them, but I won't be able to go through the 10.
Yeah.
We'll just talk about maybe just 5 of them.
Five is good. Five is good.
The concept is the choices, fundamental choices for success. So what are the choices that you make that aid success for you? So number 1 is you must choose to succeed.
Choose to succeed.
That's as cheesy as that sounds, but it's the truth. Because a lot of people actually don't, you have to make a conscious effort to decide that I want to succeed.
Yeah.
You just made a statement and said everybody wants to succeed, but it's not true. Some people actually don't want to succeed. So and what I mean by they don't want to succeed means that they are afraid of success. And because they are afraid of success, their subconscious mind, what it does is that it creates a self-sabotage mechanism within their mind that every time they need to take an action that can aid their success, their subconscious mind it's locked up. So it goes into self-sabotage and tells them, no, don't do it. That's why people procrastinate. That's why you find people procrastinate a lot. People, you find lazy people who are lazy. They fall within this category. It's self-sabotage.
So they don't actually believe they can succeed.
No, it's not because they don't believe they can succeed. Just some people are afraid of success. Some people are afraid that, okay, if I make too much money and I achieve all these things now, people would begin to think I'm snobbish. Or people will begin to think, aye marisi me. So the world, the world will begin to look at me and start saying, hey, point at that guy, maybe we should attack him.
All right, so let's talk about the second choice.
The second thing is the choice of belief. Now, when you say choice of belief, it's, I'm not talking about religious beliefs.
Right.
There are beliefs about life, about who you are, about what you want to achieve, that can help you achieve results, or they can stop you from achieving results. So we call them empowering beliefs or disempowering beliefs.
So it's sort of connected to the first thing, which is what you said about the choice of
In fact,
success.
they are all connected.
Right.
They are all connected. But the first one, like I said, is choice to succeed in the first place. Secondly, if you have not chosen to succeed, you must then now say, okay, what beliefs do I have? And do those beliefs aid what I want to achieve? So take, for instance, if you tell yourself that you choose to make, let me say, 50 million naira by the end of the year. But if you have a belief in your mind that says 50 million naira is too big for a small boy like you, that kind of belief is going to stop you when you need to take the actions that will help you achieve the 50 million naira.
Wow. We don't have that much time, so we should move to the third thing, because there are one or two other questions I want to ask about belief, because sometimes you talked about beliefs that limit you, which is a really key and a really core area. I wanted to ask you how you can come out of those beliefs. But let's go to the other ones.
The third thing is the choice of you. Now, a lot of times you find people choose everyone but themselves. What do I mean by that? You want to achieve success, or you wake up every morning and then you choose to please everybody else but yourself. You choose not to love yourself. You must choose yourself if you really want to succeed. There's no person that is truly successful that doesn't love himself, that doesn't put himself first. We say a lot of things about don't be selfish. I'm not asking you to be selfish. I'm just saying...
That's what I wanted to ask you now.
I'm not asking you to be selfish.
I'm
asking you to just put yourself first. You know when they say that when you are in an airplane, and then when they are showing you, the air hostess showing you all the drills, they'll tell you that in the aftermath of the oxygen mask coming down, that you must first of all put the oxygen mask on yourself before you help the next person beside you. Because when the air is not there, you might be trying to help the next person beside you and you realize that you yourself might actually collapse in the process. And that means both of you collapsed. So for you to be able to help somebody else, you must help yourself first. So what I'm saying is that you must choose you no matter what. You love your neighbor as yourself, not more than yourself. So you must put yourself first as well.
All right, so let's go to the next one.
Then the fourth one will be the choice of association. So who are those around you? After you've chosen yourself, you must then choose the people around you. Who are those that you relate with? Who are your mentors? Who are people who you listen to? Who are those that speak into your life? Who are those you take advice from? If you are taking advice on how to make money from somebody who hasn't made enough money in themselves, it might be difficult, because how much do they know about making money? But you need to look for people.
So last one,
and the last one
and then
is
we'll wrap up for this one,
your choice of values. So what are your values? Your values are the things that, your principles in life, the things that determine the actions you take, how you lead your life. When you are in a crossroad, Your values guide the decision you will eventually make. Whether to go this way or that way will be decided by the values that you carry.
Amazing, amazing, Coach Tripoli. I'm so sufficiently motivated this morning. So 5 choices that you can make for success. Check him out at Coach Tripoli on Instagram, and also on the TVC Connect platform. We'll also put up these choices for you. And hopefully, maybe at some point, maybe next week, you talk about this or the other 5. The other 5.
Yeah, maybe. We'll just put it up on social media.
Or we'll come for a seminar.
We'll put it on social media. It's free. They can go to my social media page. It's at Coach Tripoli with a single P.
All right.
And then they'll be able to get it.
We will be back for more on Wake Up Nigeria after this.
Welcome back, and good morning to those of us who are just joining us. Yeah. The ones who get to wake up at this time of the day, the big boys, the big girls.
Yeah, if you're just waking up at 8 a.m., you are blessed. You are very blessed. Now, it doesn't matter what time you wake up, though. We always have something for you on this show. Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Yomi Obe.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinso. Now, another way you can watch us is to live stream with us. Now, if you have to leave the house or move around, don't worry, just go to tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. You can stream live with us. Send in comments, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria, and we'll be right there.
Yes, indeed. Now, the TVC app is also available for download, both on the Apple iStore and, of course, on the Google Play Store as well. Now, this app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
Now, we'll be bringing you so much on the show. The rest of the show is still packed. Yeah. We have a performance from Okal coming up very, very soon.
I'm gonna bribe your way into my heart or into my soul. Love you say I don't like expensive things, yo. You got to treat me right. Show me love is all I want. It's all I want. My love don't cost a thing.
And Aya Shofela is back with us this month, and she's joining us to talk about hybrid vehicles and all we need to know about them.
Yes, indeed. And then, of course, we're going to be tasting that amazing meal.
See, there's a meal somebody tasted that almost put the person in trouble.
What?
Neymar.
Okay.
It was also trending over the weekend.
Mary.
I think it was in the sports news as well. If you like, blow.
Okay, so.
It was in the sports news as well. It's currently trending.
There's a friend who has been here, and he has this, should I say, there's this organization he runs, which is content, which he talks about content and talks to kids and all of that. Okay. But there's something he said which was very remarkable. He said something, he said, yes, rape is a very big issue. It should be there. But he said the people who accuse people of rape falsely should also have the same punishment as rapists. That's him saying his own by the side. But from what we can see from the Neymar case, so he spent 7 minutes or well over that on Instagram, and he brought up chats.
Wow.
Very, very explicit chats between them. So he had to bring out everything.
Yeah.
And from those chats he brought out, it was not a rape.
Okay,
it was consensual.
For me, there are actually 2 things involved here. Number 1, this is a big blow for real rape victims. Yeah. There are several people who still struggle to come out and say, you know what, I'm a victim of rape. Because there are several things you're going to undergo. There will be tests carried out on you, and it is, to put it mildly, dehumanizing. Hold on. The things that are done to the woman's body after rape, it is horrible. It's enough for the lady to want to just hide under a bed. Just a minute. So the thing now is this: when you find yourself in such a situation and somebody somewhere tells a lie that is so heavy, especially to a public figure like that. It is painful. However, what I said, I said there are two sides to it. The second side to it is if maybe she was forced, maybe, consensual, and then in the process, he said, you know what, you can't tell me you don't want any more stuff.
So there is the issue of, okay, having all those messages out there, maybe finally they get into a place where, something was about to go down. Even if at that minute she changed her mind.
That's why I said.
At that minute, if she decides to change her mind, it is still considered
rape.
Yes. So no matter how many messages, no matter how much time he toasted her or she toasted him, as long as she made that decision at that minute, even if she was completely stark naked as she was born, she said she doesn't want it.
He brought out chats after they finished. She spoke about how nice it was, how she wanted a second time.
Oh, right.
After the fact.
Nude pictures. They had nude pictures she was sharing
After
before and
the
after.
fact.
Yes.
I think this happens a lot. I think this happens a lot with high-profile individuals.
Exactly.
Footballers, basketballers, and things like that.
In fact,
boxers.
Even comedians,
things
famous
like that.
ones.
Drink have to go sometime. I will bring out the paper and see before we go down. Sign.
No way.
Some people do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean,
to protect themselves.
Non-disclosure agreement
Yes.
and all
Oh,
that.
madam,
yes.
put it down so that if tomorrow you don't can stand up and say.
Because
I did
when
something
somebody
to
comes
you.
out with an allegation like that, even if eventually it doesn't pan out or whatever it is, she becomes famous. You know how people just use every angle. We just talked about someone who ran onto a field just so that she could project herself. So there's a lot of crazy people out there, guys.
There are.
So you need to.
It's not just about the crazy. The guys too have to behave themselves.
We like to talk about cars, so that when you're getting your car on the road for the week, at least you have some information about what you should do. Now, this morning, Ayo Shofala is going to be talking to us about hybrid cars. And, you've been giving me a few bits of information here that I'm just realizing that I'm wondering why I haven't bought a hybrid car already. Now, tell us about hybrid cars and, of course, why they're different or how they're different from regular cars like these ones.
Okay, so first of all, let's start with what a hybrid vehicle is.
Yeah.
We are all used to the normal petrol car like what we have in front of us
This
here.
is a petrol vehicle.
This is a petrol vehicle. Petrol, diesel, those are normal conventional cars.
Right.
But when you have hybrid, just like the name implies, you're bringing in two power sources into one vehicle. So it's usually either a petrol or a diesel combined with an electric battery in the same car.
Yeah. So what I've always assumed, which you've corrected me now, is that the hybrid cars were cars which you would need to plug to a charging source, like an electric car.
That is electric.
Okay, so that's different from a hybrid.
Exactly.
So a hybrid functions essentially with a battery and also
your fuel,
petrol or diesel.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the hybrid is actually in between the electric cars and the conventional cars, although we don't have electric down here.
Yeah.
So what we are still trying to get accustomed to down here are the hybrid vehicles.
Yeah.
Now, the common one is the petrol. You hardly find the diesel down here, although outside the country you have a lot of that.
Yeah.
Now, the petrol hybrid, what it does is you have an engine, just like you have inside this car. Then you have a battery. A high voltage battery. It's very, very important to know that it's high
voltage battery, yeah.
It's equivalent to a transformer. That's
Wow.
how high the voltage is. And whenever mechanics want to work on it, they always tell them to be as careful as possible.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with high voltage there. So what happens is when you start the car, the engine picks up on some, the engine will start it and then switch to the battery, while on some the battery starts it directly.
Yeah.
So you have two batteries on that car. You have your regular
12
volt
volt
battery,
yeah.
and then you have like 500 to 1,000, sometimes 1,500 volts at the back of the car.
Wow, 1,500 volts.
Exactly. That's how high the voltage is.
That can power. That's huge.
That's huge. That's why I said it's equivalent to a transformer. You don't mess around with those kind of cars.
One of the things that you said about hybrid vehicles is that with a full tank of petrol or diesel, you can go two weeks, 2.5 weeks,
2 weeks
without buying petrol
exactly,
again.
Exactly, as long as your battery is very good. But the problem we have down here is when we buy the cars, we buy them like Tokumbo or used, or sometimes even the Nigerian used ones that have been badly maintained. So you find that you buy it and then you don't use maybe a week or two, the battery started giving you issues.
Right.
I've had a couple of customers coming with battery issues. Now, hybrid batteries are not things you want to mess around with.
You can't mess. I mean, they're huge batteries now.
It's very huge. It's very difficult to take out of the car.
So you can't even drive up to a battery seller and say, okay, you know what I'll do? Can you just quickly change my battery for me?
Nothing like that.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's amazing. So, but hybrid cars, why aren't more people buying it, and why isn't it more, even internationally, it doesn't look like there's lots of people buying hybrid cars.
Internationally, there are a lot, but most people prefer to go for the fully electric vehicles. That way they know they are dealing with no fuels at all, just electric, total electric, where you drive into a charging station,
and
charge it, or if you're rich enough to buy the charging station in your house, you have it in your house and you charge your car.
So if a hybrid car's battery, that's the base battery in the back, is bad, what do you then do in that kind of situation?
Well, when it first came out, what mechanics used to do, because they were not accustomed to the technology, is that they would take the battery out and then convert it to a normal car. For people.
Right.
But nowadays, we're beginning to have a few people who would take that battery and then charge it for you. There are a few of them in the country, but they are very expensive.
But very expensive to even charge the battery and then put it back, because you said it's really, really difficult to remove.
It's really, really difficult to take it out. You have to take it out, open it cell by cell, and charge it till it's full.
So do you see more people using hybrid cars maybe in the near future, or maybe in the next 1-2 years? Because look, whether we like it or not, petrol is going to continue to be expensive, and running things, especially people who go from island to the mainland or mainland to the island, it's pretty expensive running your vehicle. And so are more people going to be buying hybrid cars?
I see a lot more people buying it. If you go to the island, for instance, there are a lot more people using the hybrid cars over there than we have on the mainland. And that's because you have the dealerships, you have the car shops there that can actually take care of it for them, even though it's expensive. But on the mainland, there are very few people, but I see it happening in the near future.
Okay, so obviously, I mean, when you use, I hear that because of the wear and tear on cars, that cars don't do so well if they face a lot of traffic. Is that one of the things that you feel affects hybrid cars? Maybe the traffic situation and the fact that, you know, I can be 2 hours in traffic on a daily basis, or sometimes even 3 hours.
It shouldn't, when it comes to hybrid, that doesn't come to play at all. Because like I said, you're dealing with a battery. Now this battery just doesn't run down like that. Inside the car, you have what we call the inverter, the converter, then you have, that plays the role of the alternator, because you will not find an alternator in a hybrid car.
So it's the converter or the inverter?
The inverter and the converter, they work together to charge the battery when the engine powers itself up.
Right, okay.
So as long as the engine, once the battery goes to a certain percentage, it switches over to the engine. The engine comes up, stays for a little while it's on, it's charging that battery. Once that is up to a certain level, cuts the engine off again. Okay,
right. Okay, so I'm understanding it better now, because one of the things that you also discover when you're driving around is the fact that, I mean, when you continue to drive, it's like you're trying to ensure that you're maintaining a certain level of usership in the car itself, with the petrol and all of that, and ensuring that it's lasting as long as possible for you. So it's really, at the end of the day, cost effective.
It is. It's really cost effective.
I think I'm thinking of maybe switching to a hybrid car very soon, because when I measure the amount of petrol I spend on a weekly basis, it's quite a lot.
It's a lot. It's be a good idea as long as you maintain the car well. I always say maintenance is key. Once you maintain it very well, you hardly have issues.
Maintenance is key. Ensuring that you have. How about people who finding good mechanics that understand hybrid cars? Is that easy to find in a place like Nigeria?
It's not that easy. I'll be very honest with you. It's not that easy, because still we have roadside mechanics who don't even know the technology behind the hybrids. And then you find car owners not even making it any easier, because they'll tell you, my mechanic will do it. He says he can do this, he says he can do that. By the time you take it to them and you have a battery issue, the next thing they're doing is they're playing with wires here, wires there. And if you try that on a hybrid, you could fry the whole car.
Extremely dangerous, yeah.
Extremely dangerous.
Because, I mean, you're talking about 1,000 volts. That's
very high.
But why does it need to be so high, though? Because I'm just wondering, if 12 volts can start the entire car, why do I need 1,000 volts or 500 volts to run to power the whole car continuously.
And when you start with the car like this, you're actually running on like 14, 15 volts maximum, not 12, because the alternator is going to be charging. Now on that car, everything is electric. Your AC compressor is electric, your water pump is electric, everything on the car is completely electric.
Right. So even the air conditioning, everything is on it.
You need a lot of battery power. Unlike this where you have belt-driven things that are going to be charging and working for you.
Yeah.
On that, it's completely electric.
So, okay, yeah, I mean, I wanted to ask a few other more technical questions, but you know, it's beginning to make a lot of sense now, and I think more people should probably go for the hybrid type of vehicles if they can find. And you're saying as much as possible, try to avoid used cars that are hybrid, because you never know how they were used.
You never know how they're used, except you can now get the details of how the
car
person
was used.
it. If you can't get that, I don't advise people to go for it.
Do you have any idea of how long it takes to use a hybrid car before you need to change the battery?
Manufacturers will give you a lifespan of 10 years, but then usage, we all know how batteries go, like maximum 3 years, 4 years. You would need to have to recharge the battery manually, not the way the car will recharge it for you. So 3-4 years, you would need to recharge.
Ayosha, thank you so much for this information that you're giving to us. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching now and they're wondering, why didn't I think of hybrid cars before now? Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be heading back to the studio, and there's so much more on Wake Up Nigeria this morning.
Welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria continues right now. We have Jola Bello on the couch with us. Now she's a recording Afro soul artist.
Afro soul.
Yes, Afro soul. Then her musical journey started from her university days. But then we also have Oka on the
joining
couch.
us as well. You heard them earlier on. They have such this nice flow, a nice voice that just really is good for a Monday morning.
Exactly.
It just gives you some inspiration for the day. Thank you for joining us, ladies.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us.
So you guys are just meeting for the first time. So
yeah, apparently, we just made it. And
Nice in the studio.
yeah.
And it's cool to actually meet a female artist on the street. Like, we're doing our thing.
Yeah, doing
That's
thing.
good.
There are not many that have been able to sustain it, you know, for a while. Have you ever felt that pressure of, okay, I'm going into this, how am I going to keep it going?
There are many that they've been able to sustain it, so I feel they can do it. I should be able to do it as well. So I don't believe in the stereotype of, okay, once you get married, you abandon your career.
Yeah, because you get that a lot.
Yeah,
you know, society
definitely,
puts a lot of pressure on you.
For me, I just believe, you know, it's all about being persistent and consistent. You know, it's the first thing as a female artist is convincing people that you mean this business, that you're not joking, because nowadays they just feel like female artists, lojukujo. Like, yeah, you start having that feeling that in a year or two you get tired, and you know the industry pressure at times, you know. Everybody wants something, but you just have to like close your eyes on that and do your thing. At some point, they will just respect you for it. So I think it's all about it also.
I love the whole aspect of respect, and I have to say I respect you because of that video you put out. That video must have taken a lot to put together. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, a big shout out to Lucas Reed and my team. We actually had a vision. I had a vision of putting out something to inspire any guy or any girl out there that, you know, your love does not always have to cost a thing. It's not about the iPhones, you know, Porsche cars. It can all be about, you know, the passion, the love, and it's at times it should just be about what you can offer. What you can offer. It can be about the basic data thing, like, okay, post me on Insta 100 times in a day. Come on. Yeah. So indirectly, he's spending data, but he's not really spending so much. He doesn't really have to have that big car to impress you or to get through to your art. So
now with Jola, you know, we were talking earlier behind the camera, and one of the things that you said was we're talking about your inspiration, local and international, and you talked about Simi, and you talked about Tiwa Savage. And all of that, but why do these people inspire you?
Well, like she said, these people are very consistent. They are very hardworking. They know what they have. They know how to sell it out. Like that's something I really respect about those two. They know their game. And I feel like that's something I should learn also because, you know, we've seen what they've been doing over the years. We've seen how they maneuver and, you know, get to the top. So that's something worthy of emulation.
True. I agree. You know, if you look at the lifespan of female artists, you know, a lot of people just feel like it can be like real short, and in the span of 10 years, some can't really survive. But the likes of Tiwa, Simi has marked out fact. I think I started listening to Simi when I was real young, and she was a gospel artist then, and I had her early when I was very young too. So, and she evolved so for like over time into indie, and now she has this alternate sound going. So, and same as Tiwa, Yemela, you know, it takes a while for you to break through, generally as an artist. But as a female artist, you know, it also takes that power in you, that, you know, female power. Please promise me. I'm not trying to generalize it. Yeah, I'm not trying to generalize anything, but trust me, it's just take that inner will that, okay, I can do it. And trust me, man, they've paved the way for likes of us. And so we are really proud of them. They're doing us good.
Very nice. That's really good to hear.
I wanted to touch on style choices. Now, I saw the picture we put up of you earlier on. Okay. Now, the makeup, the glam, the glam look.
You have to go there.
Yeah, I have, you know, because it's all about perception, you know. But then I also feel like you went another route. You didn't go ultra glam. You kind of went street a little on us.
Yeah.
So what made these decisions happen? Let's start with you.
Okay, for me, the glam aspect and everything, it's my personality. Like, that's the kind of person I am. So I'd like the world to see me as I am and accept me for who I am. I'm like the girly. You can see me, I'm all dressed up in a dress and I have my makeup on. So I'm about the girly lifestyle. That's me.
Okay, so you were just putting yourself out there.
That's
but did you make any other strong decisions, Okal?
Well, personally, the first thing you should just try to do as an artist is make yourself comfortable with whatever brand you try and put out there. And this is me. This is Okal any day, anytime. She's like,
I see you sometimes. I just think you're like a hip hop artist. You're about to bust some rhymes.
People actually think I rap, but I sing, and you know, I started with rap, and I'm a retired tomboy. So, so trust me. So Okal is a combination of swag, simplicity, sexiness. She can go sexy whenever she wants to, but trust me, she can swag it up if she wants to. So she's just that girl you see on white hair, and black skin, and not too much stress. You know, the makeup, chill. I just do my thing.
I like your style. See, one of the things that I know is a challenge for artists like you, either in the alternative space, Afro soul, and things like that, is production. You know, a lot of the producers you meet just want to do something that will sell or something that will be a hit. So how do you connect, or how do you communicate what you want in your head to a producer, the right kind of producer?
Well, over the years, there's been a challenge because at some point you take one kind of song to the studio and the producer will just end up changing it for you. I'm like, dude, this is not what I brought to you. Why are you doing this? And it's like, no, you have to put a little bit of up-tempo in it. And, you know, investor-wise, you know, you have a lot of big people out there that want to put money into your career. I'm like, girl, you can't do this sound. It's not going to sell. It's not going to this. Yeah, exactly. It's not commercial enough. But you know, at some point, it was just all about staying different. You know, that was what made me know that, okay, man, if I really want to have a shot in this game, I just have to stay on this sound, because that's what makes me different and makes me on my own lane from every other female artist. Like, okay, this is the sound she does. And with time, they started respecting it. Although I lost a lot of deals due to that, but I ended up sticking to my sound, because I just feel like, man, if I'm not doing this one, then I'm not doing music. I would rather just go and get a job.
Jola, was that the same thing for you as well?
Yes. You get to a studio and then you'll be like, no, you should do it this way. And I'm like, I'm trying to tell them that, no, this is how it should be for me.
In your soft voice, too.
Yeah, in my soft voice. So it's been a little bit challenging, but then, well, I've gotten people that have the same like minds as I do, so.
All right.
Go ahead.
And hopefully you'll be able to, you know, keep it going. Especially, man, this market is not easy. I would like. We have to move on with the show now, and the kitchen has been waiting for us to go and eat since. You know, we have to take.
We're gonna get a little bit of this, because I've been smelling this thing all through this show. And like, I need to get a taste.
Okay. Let's go. Please go ahead. Yeah.
My nose.
All right.
All right, ladies.
Yeah, come along, come along.
I'll probably have to do a manly thing this
Yes,
week.
I'm going to
look for another chair.
Yes. He's
for-
the only gentleman in the kitchen right
All right,
now.
please
As of
sit.
right now.
Thank you so much for joining us in the
Okay.
kitchen.
Yeah, right here. Your
All
maid's
right,
going to
so
go and get
today's chef is Chef Tina, and she made coconut fried rice with chicken. So she'll be running us through the process of making this dish. Okay?
There you go.
So Chef Tina, over to you.
Like you rightly said, coconut fried rice. I have in here my basmati rice. There is butter. There is vegetable oil.
Okay.
There is sausages. There is green pepper, red pepper, yellow pepper, carrots.
This is amazing. Can the camera see this?
Let me do that.
Yes.
It's absolutely.
And yes, these are coconut flakes, by the way.
Okay, coconut. Okay, I was wondering what the
actual
white
coconut
thing was.
is.
What are the
So
black
white.
things? I didn't see you put those.
Black
black
Oh,
pepper.
look at that.
Okay,
Look at
black
that. Look at that
pepper.
on the camera. Look at that.
Oh, fantastic. This is
Really,
amazing.
really amazing.
Okay, so I'd like you guys to try it and give us your verdict, literally.
I would sing for food,
Okay.
actually.
Please have a taste.
Funny enough right
You
now.
really need your
Funny
feedback.
enough right now. This is like very crazy, but I'm fasting.
Oh.
Yeah. The good news is today's the last day. So, but this is so tempting right now.
Okay, so I'll taste
Yeah,
what
you're
we
packing
do
it for me,
fasting.
please.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
go
I
ahead.
should taste for
Jola,
you.
please do that for
That's
me
fine.
on my behalf.
Okay, where should I
Today's the
start
last
from?
day.
Yes, that's good
Start
news.
from
left?
anywhere.
Right,
Well,
coconut. Should I start from coconut?
Anyway.
while she's going ahead to try
As
it,
in, I can feel your pain right now. I can feel your pain.
I will push the rice in front of you already.
Yeah.
Now, big thank you to our friends over at Homely
What?
for the kitchen
Which is
accessories. Sumptuous.
I'm glad you
Thank
like it.
you.
I love it.
She's going to write a song about it.
Yes.
Homely.ng, thank you so much for the kitchen accessories.
And of course, I said Shola. Fola. We appreciate you. Fola's place.
Beautiful hairstyle you did for me.
Yes, of course. Fola, you know we love you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
And also to Shola.
Fola, thank you so
Whoever
much.
Shola is. Thumbs up to Shola this morning. It's been a great show. I'm sure you've been sufficiently motivated. And thank you to these two beautiful
We
ladies.
have special thanks to Mumi and Blessing. I love my dress. It's amazing. I love it. Thank you guys so
Back
much.
tomorrow, Tuesday.
6 a.m., y'all. Have a great day. Bye.